I like to think in life there's always two ways that things can go. Okay, it can obviously go really bad, or it can go really good. Would you agree? Obviously, there's a fine line in between, but it can go terribly. The extreme is, or it can go excellent. Do you know what I mean? Would you agree?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's my wisdom. Have a good Sunday. Thought I'd keep it short and sweet. No, honestly not. Okay, so I had that experience yesterday. Like, my mum doesn't live here, but she's got like a house here that she's trying to sell. She lives like down London way, which is like chaos. She messaged me in the week. She's like, I'm gonna pop up on the weekend to cut the lawn. Like, Mum, I'll cut the lawn for you, for God's sake. Don't come up. And like I said, she's in the middle of selling it, and her front lawn is like one of those lawns that like you share. Do you know what I mean? There's like an imaginary boundary. Like, no word of a lie. I lived in a house once, and like probably more than 2/3 of the lawn was ours, and like no, was theirs, and ours was like this much. And the guy got up in the morning and like cut his, but left that much. It was probably thinner than the width of his lawnmower, and he left it. Anyway, yeah, funny. Anyway, I was that guy yesterday. I turned up at my mum's. Okay, she's like, "Oh, can you cut the lawn?" I was like, yeah, yeah. Turned up. I wasn't just cutting the lawn. Like, my lawnmower is not powerful enough for the size of this lawn. It's like, Jesus. I turned up in jeans, a base t-shirt, took Polly. I was like, "Come on, Polly, we're just gonna cut my mum's garden." It was like a huge job. It was 1,000 degrees outside as well, and like, let's just say I was sweating. I ended up having to take my top off to mow the lawn. So I was that guy that been walking around mowing the lawn with my top off. I was like, for God's sake. I got By the time I got to the front of the house, it was an even bigger job. Okay. Polly was moaning, like I was hot and bothered, sweaty. Like, I went there in like sandals. So I was even doing it like barefoot. Like, it was just an absolute joke. So I did my half. Okay, just because I don't live there, I was like, it was exactly half. And I was like, I don't know the deal. I also didn't want to walk in front of their house. They were sat in there with my top off and then be like, who's this guy? And Polly was there. And to be honest, it was a little bit of laziness as well. I was done. It was too hot. I was like, I'm not mowing theirs as well. Um, anyway, I finished. I put the lawnmower away and I sat in the back garden because it was shady. And I was like, right, I'm just going to sit here with Polly and just like de-sweat so I can put my t-shirt back on and go home. The next door neighbor came round with his like, all guns blazing, like kicking off with me. Like I could tell he wanted like a reaction from me as well. Initially, I was like confused. I thought he was like saying hi, you new neighbors, but he was like kicking off that I'd only cut my half and not his. And I tried explaining that like I don't live there. I was doing my mum a favor. Obviously, I've got my top off. I didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. And like Polly was like being Polly, like a toddler was, and like he wasn't listening to me. Like, he just wasn't impressed. Okay. And like I said, like I could tell he wanted a reaction as well. And like the child in me really wanted to kick off as well. But my daughter was watching. I explained the situation. He could see I had a daughter with me. And I just told him I'd finished the job. Okay, no drama. And I could see that when I said that, he wasn't expecting that from me. Like, he was like, sorry to say, like a typical Wrexham, like, I want a fight guy. And I was like, I had my top off, flipping hell, but he could tell he wanted something, and I was like, okay, I'll just cut the lawn. That's fine. That was it. And I basically I pivoted it in my favor. I unpacked the lawnmower, gave my daughter a snack. I got her to sit outside his house, and I did an even better job than mine, to be honest, which is a bit annoying. Despite being hot and bothered, I actually ended up feeling better for doing that because he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted a reaction. Okay. And I knew there was never any malice in what I did. I didn't think like, oh, I'm purposely going to be that guy. It was just genuinely like what I did. Okay. I didn't think any bad of it. And like I said, I pivoted the decision in my favor and it didn't ruin my day. It only ruined it a little bit because I was really polite and the child in me wanted to react badly, but I was proud of how I did react. And I'm only telling you this because you may have come across a situation like that in the last week, like with a friend, with a colleague, with your boss, and you may not have reacted how you could have. Okay. And essentially, when you reacted, it did ruin your day. Like, it ruined the choices you made, the actions you took. Maybe you didn't go to the gym. Maybe you had a takeaway because you couldn't be asked because you were really stressed. Okay, what I want you to realize is you're actually in a lot more control than you realize. And it does start with how you react to the things that trigger you. Okay, don't be a puppet. Okay, like be the master, like control the situation. Like I said, I could have reacted and given him what he wanted. The lawn wouldn't have been mowed. Like he would have kicked off. Polly would have seen that. It wouldn't have solved anything. Instead, I mowed the lawn, and he went in feeling like a bit of an idiot, to be honest. And I want you to realize that if you deal with stressful situations like that, okay, it's going to completely change your life because you won't let it impact the rest of your day. Yes, it's grinding on me that I didn't react how the child wanted to, but I felt better for doing that. I was in control, didn't ruin anything else. So just wanted a little bit of an insight as to what your thoughts are on that. Well, am I the bad guy? No, but in it really, like in terms of the point of the share, like, can you resonate with that in any way, shape, or form? Maybe with something this week yourself.